Hello and welcome back to Star Control 2, the Ur-Quan Masters. Last time we successfully managed to get the portal spawner, which is huge because that's the closest thing the game has to a quick travel system. So we're gonna, first of all, we are going to just head on right out to the area here and use the portal spawner immediately. I need to visit a bunch of rainbow planets for what I intend to do next, because we need a lot of the Melnorme tech, and that is going to get very expensive very quickly. So, quasi-portal. Woo! Alright, star map. Alright, now I got the one near the Salandro, so let's find out here. Alright, so 283, 785. Alright, let's check the quasi-space map. So 70. There's also one in Groom Bridge. I also know there's one in Groom Bridge. But I can probably afford to go there a lot later, so perhaps I should head over here first. Let's see. Alright, let's see here. Oops, sorry about that. I forgot the, This again, huh? I swear it's always a crapshoot whether I remember or not. So... I could go to Groombridge, but there's a lot in that area that I don't really need yet. But, Salon. Actually, that's in the upper left, isn't it? Two. You'll want to go somewhere else real quick. Alright, where's the one I want here? I know where I want to go here. Eyes. One furthest south. Okay. Alright, we're gonna go through here and head out to our next location. Should be very interesting, I think. This music is so nice. I'm using the remixes rather than the originals. The originals aren't bad at all, let's just... Okay, good. The problem is I'm in the middle of Korra area, so I need to move very, very quickly to avoid being in danger. Now, let's see here. Epsilon Draconis is where I go next. So it's... ETA... Iota... Theta... Epsilon... Alright. If enemies show up, I can probably fight them off, but I want to avoid doing it too much. And for the oh yeah, since last time, the last thing I did was get the Kunk ships. Not only do you get them when you show up the first time, but after a number of months to half a year or something like that crosses by, they can give you another set, which is always nice. This looks like a perfectly safe planet to land on, so I'm going to do precisely that. There are no dangers on this planet whatsoever, it looks like. It's cold, it's not... No, low earthquake, low weather. Yeah, okay. Precious metals, and I guess I'll just get the big one here and leave. I'm not going to get that. I'll go down again just for that one over here. Oh, I can get all of it. Well, no complaints here. I wasn't planning to do too much mining in this one because I mostly want to get these rainbow worlds. And once again, because I keep talking about how absolutely incredible the Milnorme tech is, but I haven't exactly shown any of it yet. That'll be changing soon. Acidic world. Hmm. Tectonics are a pain, but look at these bio life forms. Hmm. Once again, we want as many living organisms here as we can get. Yeah, the flies are swarming us. There we are. I took out both. Be hard to chase down some of these. Here we are. We lost several people, 7. But again, we need as many credits as we can get because the Milnorme stuff gets really expensive really quickly. So I'm going to be once again, a lot of these upgrades are easy. A lot of these life forms be easier to catch with upgrades, except I need the Milnorme. Except I need these life forms to make the here, in order to get them, so it's a bit of a weird situation to be in. Might as well grab what resources I can. Didn't lose anyone that time, that's good. Yeah, that thing's moving so fast, it must be, yeah. Yeah, those guys seem to... Crap, the earthquake got me. Excellent. That is not all of them. There we are, data obtained. We lost some people, but I think we're in good shape. Oh. Whoops. Once again, we need to get as many of these credits as we can. The tectonics aren't really that bad, but... Crap. I spawned right on top of me. Sometimes the RNG will get you. Alright, so yeah, so I did look it up, and yeah, the game is crafted. It is not generated, even though it does seem like the kind of game that would be, huh? Crap. I'm losing too many people. Let's just reload. Crap. That's a lot of people to lose, but we need these credits. And of course, that one's running away from me. There we go. Phew, finally. Again, we lost a few people, but I think that was worth it just to get what we're gonna need for the Melnorme. And of course, I can go back to Earth regularly just to make sure. Ooh, Tectonic Class 8. I'm sorry, I don't want to risk that. Ooh, Simoon's around a gas giant. These look promising. It's an auric world. The tectonics are a little dangerous, but I think we can make it. And if I need room, I can scrap a Pakunk ship or a Zogfot ship. Of course, I lose someone. That said, I think it's worth noting that I am starting to get close to the point of the game where combat is going to become more and more necessary. So with that in mind, I'm going to have to seriously start, Oh crap. That'll teach me to talk while... That'll teach me to talk while I'm on the surface here. But yeah. I'm starting to reach the point where combat is going to be more and more necessary to go through the game. And indeed, it won't surprise you that in a battle against an evil space empire, I will have to do combat for the end game situations, so... Probably worth saving as well. Excellent. And there we go, we got all gold with minimal casualties. I think it's possible to beat the game with no casualties whatsoever, but that would require either skill I don't have or a lot of saves coming. Acid World. I'd rather not go out of my way for that many light blue materials. There is basically nothing on this planet whatsoever. Well, moon, rather. I think that's a rainbow world there. You get hints for a few of the rainbow worlds, but by and large, you're clearly intended to put together where they are to try and find them all yourself, or just explore. Come to think of it, they might simply have intended for you to, find out through multiple playthroughs, because as mentioned, this is actually a very short game if you know what you're doing. That's partially why I'm kind of taking my time a bit to took a bit of my time to farm resources early on. And why I'm doing it now for that matter, although granted, as I said, okay, excellent, scan. Rainbow World. Rainbow Worlds will pretty much always fire, so if I want stuff here, I must work for it. Weather 4, Tectonics 3. Yeah, these are dangerous, and RNG giveth, the RNG taketh away. Some red hot minerals. Yeah, these are even more valuable than the gold, so it's worth my time to drop on at least some of them. That said, I'm only gonna get the big ones here. I don't really want to waste too much time here. Oh darn, I didn't grab those. Here we are. Only one casualty, but we got it. And this last one here, I think, just to make sure I have the resource units. Because what I'm planning to do here might take up a large amount of crew. I mean, just look at how dangerous these rainbow worlds. I can guarantee you the others are not going to be much better, so... Alright, what's the one after this? Here. Okay. Star map here. Where's, oh. Yeah, that's it. That's where I want to go, but first I should probably check out some of these other planets, see if anything worthwhile is here. Let's check out the moon here, the main planet. Auric. This is actually a really good planet. Both precious metals and life forms. And relatively safe on top of all that. Crap, I forgot those things are massively hostile. Yeah, that's a little annoying. They also appear to be faster than me, oh dear. I'm still greedy, very greedy, however, and I want the gold. The Rainbow World is going to give more credits than these individual creatures could, so I'm not too worried. As much as I want credits, we're absolutely making headway in that direction already, so... Teutonic World. Green materials aren't too bad, but... yeah, I think it's worth checking out some of the other planets here. After all, we intend to go through quite a few of these, so... Ooh, is this going to be a ruby? No, it's pink, so... Nothing all that amazing, unfortunately. Maybe the silver world here? It's a safe world to mine, but there's nothing especially valuable from it. Excellent. Their tiny planetoid here should be quite useful, I think. Auto treasure world. Oh, baby, a triple. It's got a few tectonics, but as long as I'm paying attention, I'm pretty safe here. Only 3. There we are. I probably should just be focusing on the really valuable materials now at this point. Earlier on, I didn't really have the luxury of choice, but now I kind of do, and I should be exercising that luxury. Save. Might have overcapped a bit there, but this last one is absolutely going to be pay for itself, pay for the trip just for going here. 133, yeah, basically at least one entire already. Next up, the Fomalhaut. Alright, give me just one moment while I wait for the auto travel. Whoops, I was muted that whole time. Crap. That was embarrassing. I was saying I wasn't sure if the Zo crystals are based off of Metroid, so I searched it up and found, oh, yeah, Metroid 1 was the... So the Zo crystals in Metroid were 1986. So it absolutely could have been... Oh, crap, I overcapped by accident. But yeah, it could have been... This game could have been influenced by that, since this was 1992. And I did do a search. Zo crystals are absolutely a fictional material. They appear in a few different games, but they're not based off anything else, I guess? Look like there's too much here. Check out this gas giant. Are there any more ruby worlds here? Dust world. No Nimbats, no mining. The Crimson world. Looks relatively safe and has some life forms. So let's see what these life forms are then, shall we? Oh, it's the valuable ones. Here. Oh yeah, I'm almost overcapped on data, so let's... First of all, let's save, just to be safe. But yeah, looks like there's some good life here I can exchange for credits and data. That's just regular red materials, so nothing too valuable. Data obtained. Data obtained. Alright. Credits 149, units 17k. Oops. Yeah, this is a relatively safe planet, so no reason not to grab as many of these as I can get my hands on. And I can get my hands on all of them. Aren't they lucky they have me capturing and... I thought this place was listed as a rainbow world location, but evidently not, because this is the last planet. Oops. Yeah, pretty much all of them have contact damage. Manifest. I can explore a few of these at the least, just to see if they have any more life. Because the more life on these planets, the better. Ooh, but Tectonic 7, I'm sorry, I don't want to risk it there. Once again, Tectonics, and there's not even anything on that planet to add insult to injury. How frustrating. A safe planet, but also nothing of particular value. Alright, where does it say the next one is, then? Epsilon... okay. Oh dear, that's where I think it is. Beta... Alpha... Delta... Gamma... Alpha... Epsilon... Oh crap, yeah, that's in the middle of, Cora territory. That's not gonna be fun. But I need to grab what I can and get out of here, so I'm going to go ahead and grab a drink real quick, and this time I'll make sure I don't accidentally, yeah, I don't leave mute. What a frustrating time for a bot to show up. I'm sorry you had to deal with that. Oh dear. Come on, why am I not accelerating? Planet World. Rainbow World. Wow, this is not as good as I was... Wait a minute. Tectonics 2, and this is a completely safe planet to mine. Well then. That's interesting. I could swear all of them were pretty awful to mine because of fire and all that, but there's absolutely nothing of the sort here. Ozone, huh? Dude. I think I'm just gonna ignore the blue stuff and go for the orange only. And that does include potentially overcapping if it happens. Yeah, I don't mind if that happens here a little. I'm already ahead of the curve. I'm just gonna ignore the light blue ones because they're not worth anything. Tech team. There we are. I was able to carefully maneuver around that one. And I think we're done. Gonna go ahead and save now that we've gotten a bit of all those resources here, and... Uh-oh. Five? Oh my. Does it own all those, or is each individual of those 5? Crap. I can fight these guys off as there's less, but... Okay, good. We managed to slip by. Oh, crap. They're everywhere. Okay, good. Because they went in here, they were... There we are. I can escape here just fine. Alright, we're ready. Now let's navigate to... Manifest devices, quasi-portal. There we are. Alright, that's another rainbow world. Where's the next one? Alright, Beta Leporis. Where's that? Ah, there's an easy teleport to it, too. So, this one here. Du-du-du-du. So beta Horus. Horus, here we are. This is precisely where we want to go. We managed to escape the Koron, not have to worry about combat, which is good, but I am going to have to fight them eventually. But hopefully by the time I do, we will actually have the Melnorme technology, which will make it magnitudes easier to actually win. Ultramarine world. Ooh. Bio-life. Oh, I see. These aren't actively hunting me, but they also aren't going to actively, Alright, yeah, so they're not going to actively hunt me, but they're also not going to even bother trying to... They're just going to attack if I'm in the way. They take a lot of hits, so it's a good thing they're not aggressive. I don't mind overcapping on the silver since they're not that valuable. Alright, we lost a few people to the amoeba, but I think we're going to be okay. So I just have to pay closer attention and not let those absorb me. Sherlock Homium. Interesting, you can accidentally shoot and destroy minerals, but not the data. I'm guessing because you're expected to fire at these creatures, and thus, by extension, you might accidentally fire. They figured it'd be too easy to accidentally fire too many times and destroy it if they'd allowed you to. There we are. I might overcap if I bring this last one, so I'm going to come back and then dispatch fresh. Just to make sure I don't accidentally fail to get all the data. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a good idea. I probably wouldn't have been able to do that if I... Alright, so this should be another rainbow world near the planet. They're all the ones immediately by the sun. And yeah, look how close that one is. I'm pretty confident that's a rainbow world. So good. Another planet with a moon, eh? Hmm. Life forms. Let's hope they're not too hostile. Alright, doesn't look like they are. Low tectonic. None of them are moving, so I think we're safe. Yeah, none of these are moving, so I can just stand here and fire at each one. So I only have to pay attention to the earthquakes and dodge them as accordingly. Of which there's not even that many, so again, really good planet for getting some raw data for the Milnorme. Might as well get these minerals while I'm here. Yeah. Mini lander. Oh crap, I lost 2 people from that. I was hoping it'd just be 1 at best, but darn it. Well, again, this will all become easier once I start buying more of their tech. Although I guess in some ways it could be considered too little too late. Because look how many people I've lost on these excursions. Still, as much as it sucks to lose 2 people, we've gotten well over 1,000 data here, and that's not even counting the bonus I'm gonna get for selling the information about the Rainbow Worlds to them. No biological things here, so don't care. Yeah, it might be a bit difficult to see, but as you might notice, going by these, you're kind of seeing them go in an arrow, going in a line from this part. Super dense world. This looks like a gas giant, so yep. Moons. Moons. Nothing of value is here. Is this a ruby world? Please let it be a ruby world. Nope. Nothing especially valuable here, so we'll come back. We will not come back to the system. What am I saying? The Crimson World. Honestly, I don't think this is going to be worth our time. I'm pretty sure that's a gas giant as well, so no. So let's just head over to this rainbow world here. Now, for the record, if you just wanted to grab these and go, I believe you just have to scan it. And then you don't have to do anything else. Oh, there's actually life on this planet. Alright, let's see what kind of life is on here. Get back here, you little bugger. Oh wow, this is not giving me much resource at all. Weather's annoying because it seems to just home in on you, so... Yeah, and the damage it does is random too. Not too bad at this low level, but... Wait, what am I doing? There's a big red. There's some big red ones here. Oh, I thought it was purple because of the blue next to the red. Alright, let's go here then. This is good enough, I'd say. Alright, now let's see. Where is the next location? Gamma Aquari. Yeah, I can see there's a line going up here. Ending, of course, at Gloom Bridge here, and then it's going to go south for the record, so if you're wondering how the... Yeah. Alright, so Gamma Quarry... Luckily, I have a decent amount of fuel for this, although once I finish Gloom Bridge, it might be within my best interest simply to, go back and refuel at Earth, because I've been going through quite a bit so far. In fact, I could probably even go to the Milnorme and buy what tech I can so far. Do 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 it do 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 it do 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 it. Do it do 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 it do 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 it do 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 it do 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 it do. Oh dear. Now the good news is bad news. We may have to fight, but we may be able to talk our way through this. Let's see how it goes. First.
I suppose as a courtesy I should extend an appropriate greeting. On behalf of the Utwig Proctors, I truly hope for your sake that your day has been better than ours, although this really isn't saying that much.
This is Captain Skirk representing Conquered Nations. Please respond.
What good would that do? I mean, why should we?
Aw, crap.
We agonized for hours, wondering if it was a cruel twist of fate or simply a serious case of butterfingery. The lifetimes that have been spent in the pursuit of the elusive answer to this deceptively simple question has driven many of us down the dark road of self.
Oh no, we've run into the emo
Indeed,
teenagers
even
of
as these words strike the
aliens.
ears of any who care to listen, the real question is, does it matter? I cannot say. I wallow in a quandary, unable to determine what better atones for my part of the great sin. Should I engage in slow and painful self-termination? Should I commit myself to a long life of painful self-flagellation?
Sounds like both those are gonna be demonetized on YouTube.
Should I throw myself with enthusiastic verve at the problem of collective annihilation? I do not know. Even now, my mind writhes in anguish of indecision, lest the outcome be inadequate.
I detect recent events have not gone your way. Why don't you start at the beginning?
All right, I'll try. But you know, it really doesn't matter. After all, we have a famous bootwig saying, when one loses the reason for existence, one tends to get less motivated.
That does sound about right.
This goes hand in hand with the painfully appropriate credo, we broke it, so we are paying for it. Of course, this isn't really accurate. The situation is so much more hideous. Imagine, if you can, holding within your hands the answer, only to have it taunt you with its former potential. Ah, cruel irony. The loss of the Ultron grieves us all.
So they lost something valuable to them. Ah, yes, of course, the Ultron. We grieve. How sad. What was that again?
It doesn't matter. Besides being of no concern to you, I find discussion of this matter, well, distasteful.
Well, if it's dishonorable or offends you in
was
some
not
way.
the only thing which assures total and complete meaning of life for you and I. It is universal. I'm sure that you two are aware of this thing, if only in legend. It granted us all limitless power and knowledge. It has been since, well, rendered inoperative.
So I can no longer tell you the, That reminds me of my pet right in front of me. Oh my. I really love these remixes they made for the fan remaster I'm playing. It's just really nice. Also, I can't... The way they blink always seem to throw me off. It almost looks like their eyes are opening rather than closing, so... I don't know, it's just one of those things that's just slightly different from what you'd expect, and so it seems that much more alien, which I guess makes sense. Just because you busted your ultra thingy, don't be a bunch of crybabies. That reminds me of my pet dog.
You are kind. If we could wield the Ultron to resurrect your Slib, we
Dog
would.
slid right in front of
But
me.
I suddenly am overcome with waves of depression. I must retire now to perform rituals of anguish. Waves of trauma wash across my being even now. I must go.
Alright, I don't think they're attacking, they're just leaving. But yeah, so we can, yeah, they're not hostile normally. Mineral scan, energy, biological. I guess I can pick up some items while we're here. I'll just grab this stuff and go, I think. I don't need anything major here. Plus, we're starting to get full up on resources. At least the good news is it's pretty much it's very primarily the valuable stuff. So when we get back, I should have no issue affording more fuel. Might even be good to get another fuel canister instead of the usual. Alright, yeah, now that they've met me and know that we're not hostile, we can now interact with... They will not be... They shouldn't be attacking us anyway, so but I should be careful all the same. Verse.
Just go away. Leave us to ponder our grief.
Do you know anything about the enslavement?
We know nothing of this species that you mentioned.
Sting?
However, while we are on the subject of evil and powerful species, we have encountered a particularly gruesome race that seemed to come from the direction of Arcturus. When we hailed them, they responded with mighty weapons that sent our delegation to their deaths. Lucky fools. The aliens' dark, crusty battleships are capable of
The
guiding
Korra.
spinning mines into almost any location. And should an enemy get too close, a fiery corona emerges to inflict fearsome damage. In our skirmishes with the race who called themselves the Korra, we found that by using our own shielding capability, we could sweep through the mines, absorb the corona, and then get close enough to the dark ships to give a lick of our own. In truth, however, they are very
Yeah, the
powerful and
Utwig ship is
ruthless.
actually a decent
When the
counter to
Korra
the
started to press
Okora, but
toward
unfortunately
our
they're
home world,
not one
we
that
thought
can,
that our
yeah, obtain
deserved
normally, I don't think,
punishment
be gained.
was being administered. But then, a mystery? They suddenly became disinterested and veered away. Bah, confounding frustration. With the Ultron, I could speak knowledgeably on this subject. To have this quality torn from our grasp
I do also like how each
emphasizes
race
how
basically has their own
meaningless our
font as well as their
existence
own voice acting
really
and all that.
is. This lack of meaning is what drives my species to the serious contemplation of a quick end.
So it was a pity. Do you know more about the Korra?
Ah, your query once again painfully reminds me of the Ultron and what it was for the universe. I could tell you all and correct all that is wrong in the universe. All I can tell you is that the Kor-Ah live to kill.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Their stated purpose is to seek out new life and new civilizations and then annihilate them. We seem to qualify as such, and that is why it is puzzling that after pursuing us with some tenacity, they suddenly turned away and headed toward Craterus. Eh, all this
I must
speculation
say, the voice
would
actor
be
is really good at getting
unnecessary
the
if only we had
whining
saved
sounding
the
really good.
Ur-Quan. It would
Well, maybe
not
not
have
quite
taken
whining, but
much. A diving catch, a thrown pillow, even a fuzzy wumpus would have broken the fall satisfactorily.
so they accidentally
Indeed, a
dropped it.
panel convened to analyze the possibilities concluded there were at least 623 ways that the Ultron could have been saved if we had been prepared. Eh,
Well, there's no point crying
Let
over
us
spilled
cease
milk.
our discussion concerning these matters.
Truly unique. So events put you in the current state, am I right?
To say the least. Our past is one of a glorious and proud people, coupled with a cataclysm that rocks the universe to its very core. It all began when the chimps rose from the murky bog, and the Utwig emerged as well. In these primitive times, we cavorted about our world, oblivious to any sort of higher purpose. We took everything at face value. Meanwhile, the tendrils of the chimp infiltrated the vast sky canopies of Faz, and then the veils fell. Suddenly, the Utwig were stunned by a collective realization. All immediately and urgently donned veils of every description: hides, leaves, shells, rocks, even living drells were donned in the early days.
Of course, the masks
You
are part of their
see,
culture.
the face is the mechanism that expresses many of the primitive qualities that hinder sentience. Now rid of constant reminders of greed, rage, hatred, and lust, the wisdom of the Utwig was no longer hampered by constant reminders of the
So
primitive
basically, they
urge.
are trying to find their
Over
own
many
spiritual awakening like the
generations,
Pekunk did.
mask etiquette was refined to a rock-solid foundation of our society. Sure, the morality riots were expensive, both in lives and infrastructure, but the result was better mask regulation. Specification from your basic mask of grueling but necessary activity to the most highly decorated countenance of stellar representation.
Interesting.
These were clearly defined, recognizing the importance of flexibility, clear-cut and efficient procedures for revision and redesign dealt with the few anomalies. From that moment, when we covered the source of our intellectual oppression, we knew that it was a grand purpose that defined our destiny. Are you still listening?
Yes.
Our
Yes.
entire development as a sentient species was coordinated to coincide with the appearance of a remarkable device, the Ultron. We were oblivious to its tragic implications.
But what do you mean by
In order
tragic
for you
exactly?
to truly understand the situation, you need to know more about the Ultron and its unique capabilities.
I'd appreciate that,
You
yes.
see, when the Druze discovered the Ultron, they knew that it was ours. The Druze were compelled by intrinsic universal direction to take it to where it has always belonged. They brought it to us. Oh, the Ultron! It assured total and complete meaning of life for all, the universal. With the Ultron in hand, I could sense not only your motivations and desires, but your purpose. I could act upon these things in ways that would most likely seem mysterious, if not, well, daft. Years later, you would herald our participation in your development as the turning point for your species. The
Interesting.
Druze were only one of the few to benefit in this way. Even now, they they're puzzled by the way we rewarded them for the delivery of the Ultron to its correct place. In 24 years, 2 months, and 3 days, they will all dance the dance of jubilation. Indeed, the Ultron has allowed us to fundamentally change the Druge
We
forever.
haven't met them
The
yet, but they
Supox,
sound...
too, received many benefits from our use of the
Supox, huh?
Ultron. They can testify to its power.
Sounds like things are going pretty well. What happened?
Yes, things were perfect. What happened is, well, it's difficult to talk about.
Take your
But I
time.
saw it happen. I witnessed the Chin's Raw celebration. I felt the Ultron fill the empty place that I did not know was there. I saw the Grand Proctor pass it to, well, they say that the chief crew did not know that it was so heavy and slippery. Perhaps it was a combination of factors. Some who have reviewed the records claim it was actually a conspiracy. The commission investigation officially stated that the Ultron was rendered inoperative by the fall to the ground. Yet many feel that the whole story has not yet been told. As it struck the ground, I saw its glow fade, and then the painful void incapacitated all. All Utwig immediately donned the mask of ultimate embarrassment and shame, with the vow to wear it forever. Bonfires all over Foz consumed all but this mask. No other mask was spared.
So
The
they don't have any other
visage
masks
of
from...
ceremonial orations, in all of its contexts and revisions, as I'm sure you understand, all of the courting masks from the clever and intriguing veil of flirtatious prancing
Now
to
that one I
the
would have wanted to
infamous
see.
lewd monocle, all consumed by the hungry
Wait, lewd
flames.
monocle?
Even the most fundamental fixtures were committed to this irreversible fate. The mask of natural bodily excretions once hung in every laboratory. Most
Huh.
of the public facilities have removed the disposable mask dispensers, but every once in a while I still see such a repository. Always empty.
So like the place where you deposit 3D glasses after a 3D movie?
At that time, many suggested that we use the precursor relic as a form of self-punishment.
Precursor relic? Wait, what?
The proposal was that we collectively go to the second moon of the sixth planet of Zeta Hyades at coordinates 850.3 by 937.2 and use the ancient planeteering device to end our existence. After much discussion, we decided that we deserved to suffer. We can use the bomb if we ever decide the time is right.
Wait, that's a
In the
giant...
meantime, we atone for our grievous mistake with our collective misery.
That's a bomb capable of ending entire civilizations?
I
What?
suddenly sink into a chasm of depression. I must go.
There's now terminate communication in a civil yet efficient
As
manner.
do we. Go now with neither malice nor joy.
Alright, we're here for what we need. Auto scan. Still want to mine this planet, but... well... you can see it's mostly red stuff. But it also has some weather that's gonna be a problem. Luckily, it's not too dangerous. I was kind of expecting it to be a lot more, so if we're completely honest. That's good enough. We'll just take this and go. Zeta Hyades. Yeah, I was able to outrun that ship. Well, I guess it might be worth going here. Now, I don't remember which planet you said it was on, so I guess we could just check out most of them. Nothing of value is here. I'll just go down the planet list. I'm pretty sure it wasn't one of the outer planets, so I'll need to get to one of each of the inner ones. And I'll just keep going. After this, I could. Crimson World. That's a lot of data there, but I'm not here for mining, if we're completely honest. I have to get whatever... definitely want whatever this item is here. Treasure World. Now, this one looks good. And it's completely safe, too. Nice, 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 nice. Alright, let's go here. Yeah, we're definitely starting to fill up the ship. I think once I go to Gloom Piercer, after this, I'm definitely going to need to head right back to Earth to unload my supplies. I'm going to overcap with this, but that's fine. We got what we needed. Treasure World is all the same. Absolutely worth going to. Alright, let's go here. Oopsie. I guess must be on one of the outer planets. It's not here. Treasure World. Ooh, but Tectonics Class 3. I think I'm just gonna grab these and go because I don't want to risk losing crew again. Yeah, that's good enough. We got a nice haul here, and we definitely, absolutely made more, got more than it cost to make all that. I forgot if I saved on the last Treasure World. Tectonics Class 6. No thanks. Autoscan. Crap, I missed one. Infrared World. There's life, but not too much threatening, so unless this is hostile life, which to be fair, it absolutely can be. Oops, I shouldn't be picking that up. Especially since it's not even that valuable, if we're honest. We have effectively unlimited data storage, so... There we go. Yeah, nothing is particularly dangerous on this world, so this is just free credits, basically. Guess I should head this way if it's running away. That way we can run into each other here. I'm pretty sure there's another umbrella. Yeah, it is. And there we are. Alright, now I'm pretty sure the gas giant there, because they said the bomb was on a moon of some sort. So it's probably around the gas giant, because I'm going to wager there's a bunch of these there. Forgot if I saved there. Probably not the right one, and nothing valuable enough to go after. Huh? What's hostile here? Verse.
Attention, alien vessel! This world is under the full jurisdiction of the Ur-Quan Proctorate. We extend a subdued but civil greeting.
What purpose do you linger at this
We
location?
are the stewards of the bomb. We keep it from those who would use it unwisely. In addition, we are prepared to act under the direction of the Proctorate, should we decide to make a final atonement for our most grievous blunder.
This must be a pretty special one if
You
all you
are
keeping an eye on it.
correct. It is a relic of precursor origin. It has the power to destroy entire planetary objects, perhaps even galaxies.
So,
The
I was planning
Ur-Quan
to...
have been entrusted by fate to watch over this device so that it will be used in the way that it was intended by destiny.
Oh, this is pretty neat. May we have it?
Yes, it is a remarkable device. It is understandable that you would like to possess it yourself. Our mandate, however, requires that we maintain full control of the bomb.
Tell us about this bomb. What's the
During
scoop?
standard exploration procedures, we came across what appeared to be an ancient precursor supply base. It had been dismantled and appeared to be empty. In the staging area, there was a collection of what appeared to be refuse. During the cataloging of these various items, this device was discovered in a damaged container. From what our scientists can tell, it appears to be a planeteering tool capable of reducing moon-sized objects to particulate dust clouds. We believe that it was either accidentally forgotten or simply left because of a lack of room on the departing vessel.
Can we have it? It'd make us really happy.
No, we're sorry. You cannot have the bomb. Besides being against our orders, imagine what would happen if for some reason our proctors decide to use it to destroy our civilization. How would we explain its absence?
We have an urgent need. Please
We
give it to us.
cannot relinquish control of this instrument of power. You cannot have the bomb. Any attempt on your part to change this current arrangement will be met with fearsome Ootwig resistance.
The fact there's a sheer number of those means it's effectively infinite reinforcements. But that's pretty dangerous. You guys are pretty nuts. I'm out of here.
Don't worry. Hey! I laughed! How could I do that? Now I sink into a depression that leaves me speechless.
Huh. Something tells me I'll be coming back here eventually, then. Alright, what kind of world is this? Treasure world, eh? And once again, it's a very safe one, so... I can safely gather what I can. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be maxing out my, storage space on it, though, so no point in being conservative. Alright, let's go here, then. Pretty sure this is just basically going to fill up the stores, and that's fine. We have 4 whole storage bays, and this should be more than enough to... Star map. Oh, the Supocs are also mentioned here because he brought them up. Alright, I want to go here because I want to meet the Supocs. I think it'd be quite nice if we can see them. Because they're an interesting race. Should be fun to meet them. They're also not hostile unless you are hostile, obviously. But I should probably save just to be safe. Excuse me, Supocs. I'd like to meet with you.
Greetings, fellow carbon creatures. May your roots always be well watered.
I'm Captain Skirkramer. We come in peace.
I am Captain Ala Lala. We come in peace.
Our ship is called the
Our
Protector.
starship is called the Tender Shoot.
As you can see, they're a plant-themed race, which is actually quite interesting. You don't see too many of those. Early concordance of alien ages from
Are
Earth.
the Supox utricularia from Earth.
Oh, you're from Earth. Hey, are you copying whatever I say?
Yes. We apologize for the confusion. Our home world is also called Earth.
Oh, that's neat.
Or more properly, Fleck, which means perfectly good and nutritious dirt. Earth is pretty close, is it not?
That is true. Earth is named after its soil, after all. Interesting. Why do you copy your speech
We
patterns and
learn
mannerisms?
and we adapt. We are symbionts. Our first step in making friends is always to copy them. This is our idiom.
Well, I guess I can kind of understand. It's pretty normal to, act similarly to those you hang out with regularly.
Our kind evolved on a beautiful planet, orbiting the wonderfully green-hued star Roots. From the canopy of the great jungle to the shores of the azure sea, our species has flowered and grown well. Early in our evolution, we adapted to exist in symbiosis with other hardier life, both flora and fauna, who supplied us with nutrients, while we supplied them with reproductive assistance.
Are the Uwik... I guess you can be skeptical, but... I mean... We're talking to them right now. Obviously, the plants are indeed intelligent in some form. So let's go with what's relevant here. Are the Uwik friends of yours?
Yes, we have a strong cultural bond with the Utwig. They have been the foundation around which we have grown our star-faring culture. We are not only allies, but we are also friends. You should go meet with them. They could use some excitement. You see, they are a little depressed and morose right now. Usually they are most festive and fun.
What has caused the
They
Hootwick such
broke
destructive?
their Ultron.
What's an
The
Ultron?
Druge, the cruel, salad trading race who sold the device to the Utwig, called the device the Ultron and claimed that it would give the Utwig superpowers. Unfortunately, the Udwig believed the Druge and bought the Ultron. However, the device did make the Udwig very happy. Of course, we didn't tell them what we really thought of the Ultron. That they were vapid fools to buy a piece of junk for a planet's ransom.
That is
We
quite
went
harsh,
along with
but
the falsehood, and in doing so showed our own stupidity.
yeah,
Then, one
I
sad
get what.
day a few years ago, the Utwig Proctor dropped the Ultron during a particularly energetic and festive ritual. Now the Utwig are
So
morose
they
and
regularly do
depressed.
rituals and stuff.
They feel they cannot ever achieve greatness because they lost the powers of the Ultron. They even gave the broken device to us, saying that they couldn't stand the sight of it anymore. We are worried that the Udwig are so depressed that they may use their ultimate weapon. Here, you take the Ultron. Maybe you can do something with it.
Thanks. What do I
We
do with it?
thought that if we could get the Ultron working again, it would cheer them up. So, we tried to figure out how to fix the darn thing, or at least get some of the flashing bits working again. But for all the Druge's falsehoods, the Ultron is some kind of artifact, and we could not synthesize the necessary replacement parts.
Luckily, human engineering is
Perhaps
pretty
on your
advanced even in
journey,
this universe,
you will
so...
find the elements necessary to repair the Ultron. Then you could give it to the Utwig, and maybe they wouldn't be so depressed.
Funny they give it to a random starship captain like this, but in this case they are 100% correct. Well, that's just a gas giant. But yeah, we've officially met the, Supox, and they have given the, broken Ultron star map, Bloombridge. I should have more than a fuel. Basically, as long as I have at least 16 pieces of fuel, I can always make it back to, I can always make it back to Sol. Now that I have the Portal Spawner, and that's also why I'm being a bit more ambitious in terms of how far out of my way I'm willing to go to places in this episode. Truth be told, it might be worth even exchanging one of the storage containers for more fuel, just because, well, as you can see, as long as I make sure I only get the particularly valuable materials, I more than make up for these trips, and I've gotten a decent storage here. Do it, do 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 it, do 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 it, do 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 do. Pretty much at the edge of the galaxy right here. And it's basically the only thing here on top of all that. But it's yet another rainbow whirl. The one at the tip of the arrow that points what direction the precursors went. Auto scan. Oh crap. That was a lot of materials. I think that's good enough, wouldn't you agree? I think I'm pretty much full up on materials anyway, so... I'm gonna go ahead and save as well. Manifest. 45. I could go for a bit more, but that is an extremely dangerous plan, and I don't really want to waste too much time, so we're gonna go back to Earth and drop off all these supplies. Woo! Alright, so quasi-space. Which one leads back to Sol again? As you can see, this device is such a godsend for being able to go to far-off places. And of course, most importantly, it cuts down on travel time, which is also good because, as mentioned, there is indeed a time limit to here, as there's been hinted. Basically, the Korra, and I guess I can talk about it a bit since, as it's been discussed a few times, so I think it's no longer a spoiler to count for anyone who's not this is the first time running into it.
Good to see you again, Captain.
I have minerals to offload. And there we are.
More fuel for the fire, eh, Captain? That last load should keep it blazing.
To analyze what I acquired to my last
The
visit.
analysis reads as follows. Subject, Ultron device. We put this thing through every test we've got and came up with the same results as if we used a fork. Nothing, zero, zip. This thing ever functioned, which we doubt, it certainly won't now. Age and physical stress have long since robbed it of whatever mystical powers it might have once had. Summary, in the future, please don't waste our valuable time on junk like the so-called Ultron. That's the end of our scientist's report. Goodbye, Captain.
Now, I've got a bit of a choice here. I can either get some more crew to carry with me, or I can bring some more fuel. Either one of these is fine, I think. I think that'll be fine. Now, I'm gonna especially need some crew for what's coming up, but we'll find out soon enough. Plus, you know, I'm gonna be getting into fights and such. Now, Alpha Centauri is where I need to go next. Because we need to meet with our good buddies, the Melnorme, because we're now going to buy some of the technology, and hopefully we can start seeing why I was gushing about it so much, how much I was looking forward to getting some of it. For now, I'm going to go ahead and grab a drink. Alright. There's a couple upgrades in particular I'm hoping to get, but the Melnorme technology gets really expensive really quickly, so I may or may not be able to get all of it. Ah, there's the Melnorme. Hey, buddy.
I had itchy pods this morning, Captain, and here you are. Now, what can we do for you today?
I'd like as much like
What would you like to sell, Captain?
I have some data on alien world life
The
forms.
1,128 units of biological
Looks like every
data.
individual unit's
Be
worth 2
downloaded
credits.
From your ship, earn you 2,256 credits. What would you like to sell, Captain?
Now, more importantly, the Rainbow World locations.
Your ship's log indicates that you discovered the whereabouts of 6 of the Rainbow Worlds, which so fascinate us. In exchange, we will give you 3,000 credits.
I'd like to make some purchases.
What trade items would you like to buy today?
I'd like to purchase some new
The
technology.
technology. We are now blaster weapons. Twice as powerful as your ion bolt guns.
I'd like to buy the
Please
technology.
remember that these weapons consume energy from your combat batteries faster than your familiar ion bolt guns. You may wish to compensate for this by building additional dynamo modules for your flagship. The technology we are now offering includes specifications for constructing modifications to your planet landers, which will double their speed.
I'd like to buy this technology.
Yes, speed. An excellent choice for the relentless hunter.
This would make
and
chasing down those.
coward as well. These modifications are simple enough to be put in place immediately. Your landers should be properly equipped in no time.
Only really
The technology we are now offering includes details on how to add point defense laser systems to your flagship.
I'd like to buy this technology.
These little babies are great for defense, but because of their limited range, they may not make a good offensive weapon. However, the more you build for your vessel, the more damage each laser strike will do. The technology we are now offering includes plans for building improvements to your planet landers, which make them resistant to hostile alien life forms.
Yeah, I remember how I said that it's going to become much easier after I get this technology, but I have to also deal without it for a while. This is an example of that.
Reinforcement procedures on your landers are complete. Now, provided your crew will stop putting their hands out the windows, they will be much better protected against hostile life forms. The technology we are now offering includes blueprints, which show how to increase your lander's cargo space to double its present volume. I hope this makes your resource gathering more cost-effective, Captain. The technology we are now offering includes blueprints, which show how to add double capacity fuel tanks.
I'd like to buy it.
We hope that these improved tanks will make more module slots available on your
Yeah, that's a
flagship,
big deal.
which you can fill with other, more useful equipment. The technology we are now offering includes plans for improving the rate of fire on your lander's stun ray bolt beamer gun. After some wild game, Well, the changes we made should really make a difference. Unless, of course, that wiring went in backwards, in which case you won't be able to shoot at all, or take off, for that matter. Don't worry, Captain. We stand behind our work. If something goes wrong, just bring it back to us, and we'll fix it pronto. The technology we are now offering includes details for building modifications to your planet landers, which make them resistant to earthquakes.
Yeah, some of these are just convenient, like better earthquake and hostile lifeform protection, but a number of them are just absurdly good, like double the fuel capacity of all tanks. A lot of Sadly, as you notice, you do have to buy them in the exact order. You don't get a list where you can only pick the ones that are actually relevant, so you absolutely want to buy out the Melnorme tech where possible.
With the addition of these safety belts and heavy-duty shock absorbers, your lander occupants should be much safer when an untimely earthquake strikes. The job is complete. Your landers are ready. The technology we are now offering includes plans for adding auto-tracking modules, which improve the aim of all your weapons.
This is one of the big ones because this makes your attacks homing.
You are preparing for a mighty battle, eh? Well, let me give you some advice. You should consider using multiple tracking modules, since this will greatly improve your aim. However, never add more than 3 to your ship. Any more would be useless. The technology we
Yeah,
are
as he's
now
saying, it increases
offering
about 33%
includes
or
plans
something like that.
for adding improvements to your planet
But yeah, he's correct.
landers, which make them resistant to inclement planet weather.
Yeah, the homing device is one of the main things you want because that is that is the main upgrade that turns your ship into a legitimately powerful weapon in and of itself, so that you don't necessarily have to rely on the escort devices. Or if you're not as good with them, it'll become the flagship will be so powerful you can obliterate them. Even the Korra ships will be torn to ribbons with it.
A little superconductive spray paint, and presto, your lander can sustain a direct hit by a lightning bolt without risking the passengers inside. Usually. Since the job is so easy that a nymph could do it, I expect all your landers will be treated in less than an hour. The technology we are now offering is everything you need to know to assemble modifications to your planet landers, which make them resistant to planetary hotspots.
Fire resistance is absolutely
With
helpful.
these new ablative plasma heat shields, your crew will be substantially safer on hot worlds. But like all our lander modifications, this protection is not perfect. So remain cautious.
Yeah, you get resistance, not
Since the
immunity.
changes to your landers are straightforward, your landers should be fitted with the heat shields by the time you return to your ship. The technology we are now offering is plans for building Hellbore cannons, a weapon much more destructive than a simple blaster.
I like to buy this technology you described
Captain,
it.
just a suggestion. Hellbore cannons are energy gophers, so unless you want to have a long delay between shots, I would suggest you add dynamos or even Shiva furnaces to your ship. The technology we are now offering includes details on how to develop Shiva furnace modules, which generate energy for your combat batteries twice as fast as your standard dynamos.
If I remember right, the dynamos and Shiva furnaces actually don't quite do the same thing, regardless of what he said here. So let's buy it.
I'm certain you will appreciate this new module, Captain. With it, you should be able to destroy and devastate twice as fast as before. Commander, that is the limit of the new technology we can offer you. If I may say so, you have been an excellent customer. Thank you.
I'd like to buy information.
As you know, in our many centuries of star trading, we Melnorme have come to learn much about what happens in our galaxy, both now and in the ancient past. We have also kept records on the diverse alien races in your region of space. We will share this crucial knowledge with you for a fee of 75 credits per informative fact. No refunds.
Now, as you can probably guess from all this, these are all information that are necessary for finding out the important stuff for completing the game. Since I'm using a guide, I don't really need to, but it can be useful.
The Zakpatik are a friendly co-op of 3 alien species, all native to the same world. They are presently suffering severe collateral damage from the ritual combat between the Ur-Quan and the Korah. While this is unfortunate for the Zakfaktik, they have been forced to abandon many of their worlds. This close proximity to the inter-Ur-Quan war will give them insight into the conflict, which will be of great use to you. In addition, the Zakfaktik met the Chenjesu early on in the war and are eager to make allies who can protect them from their enemies. In case you are interested, the Zakfaktik homeworld is at coordinates 400.0 by 543.7, Planet 1.
Historical.
Almost 25,000 of your years ago, there existed near this region of space an association of star-faring races called the Sentient Milieu. This group formed over several thousand years to mutually enrich their respective cultures, to provide a safe creche for emerging sentient species, and to afford themselves a degree of protection from external hostilities via military alliance. Of the 7 most active milieu members, the most famous race, indeed, you know them well, Captain, were the Ur-Quan. The Ur-Quan evolved on a harsh planet, orbiting a star outside this region of space. They were solitary predators, like your praying mantis, Captain, or polar bear, who had a very limited set of social behaviors, most of which dealt with sex, since they had to compete for survival against many physically superior species. The Ur-Quan evolved intelligence and tool use in much the same way as your own species. The Ur-Quan also learned to master their fierce territoriality, to build a cooperative planetary culture. When the Ur-Quan were discovered by the Taeo, they had just begun exploring their solar system in crude atomic vehicles. Although the Ur-Quan attacked what they thought to be an invader, the Taeo were patient. They explained the purpose of the sentient milieu and offered the Ur-Quan membership. The Ur-Quan recognized the benefits that such a system provided, and once more conquered the hunting beast within themselves, to become cooperative, productive members of the milieu. This lasted for several thousands of years.
Oh my, that is quite a long time.
Just over 20,000 years ago, when your ancestors were learning to chart the course of the moon and stars on animal horns, the sentient milieu spanned 500 light years and included the membership of 100 worlds. Like all other star travelers, they had discovered ruins and relics of a far more ancient culture, which your species calls the precursors. Explorers from many species spent their lives trying to piece together this ancient mystery. But of all races, the Ur-Quan were the most bold adventurers. Their scouts, flying single ships, penetrated far into uncharted space and landed familiar worlds. On one such mission, a young Ur-Quan made planetfall on a small, life-bearing alien world to identify some anomalous energy readings, occasionally a sign of precursor installations. Instead, the Ur-Quan found a small, hideous creature, a Dinyari. Before the scout was able to defend itself, the Dinyari creature took control of the Ur-Quan's
Whoa,
mind
mind control,
and
full on.
commanded the scout to place the Dinyari aboard the Ur-Quan's ship, along with hundreds of its evil brood. Then the Ur-Quan returned to the heart of the milieu, landing on its capital planet. Within hours, every resident of the planet was a Dinyari slave. Within a month, Dinyari compelled starships and spread
That's a
the evil, psychic creatures across the entire
that's basically a
milieu.
cosmic horror story right there.
When the Dinyari took control of the milieu, one race fought back, the Taelo. These slow, quiet creatures were silicon-based life forms, but bore little resemblance to the modern Genjetsu. Taelo were natural immunes to the Dinyari's psychic compulsion. They were unaffected by the creature's power, and the Dinyari would not permit anyone to exist outside their control. So they ordered the remaining races of the milieu to attack and destroy the Taelo home planet. This planet was one of the few milieu worlds located in this region of space. I believe you call
Oh,
their star
Delta.
Delta Vulpeculae. Their home was a moon revolving about the second planet. I'm sad to say that the Taelo were indeed eliminated. However, at the time of their devastation, they had completed a device which they thought would give other races psychic immunity like their own. What happened to this device, this shield? It's hard to say. Maybe it was destroyed in the attack on their homeworld. Maybe not.
But I just watched him. Hello, Rising, welcome to the stream. And the Milnor Mayor is just giving us a bit of a history lesson. But the fact he's given us an exact location means that's where we need to go soon. Whatever's left of the Taelo home planet, we're gonna need it.
In the Dinyari's new empire, the Ur-Quan were the favored slaves. This is probably because the Ur-Quan were the most psychically sensitive, the most easily compelled. As the centuries of Dinyari dominance passed, what was once the sentient milieu deteriorated and degenerated into a great
Mine's in front of my
galactic
salad.
gulash.
Evidently so.
Alien races which did not serve with the efficiency and speed demanded by the Dinyari were ruthlessly burned from the faces of their
Sheesh, the
world.
Dinyari already took over the
agents
galaxy, and yet
of this genocide were inevitably the Dinyari's favorite pet, the Ur-Quan. After almost 2,500 years of unrelenting Dinyari control, there were only 4 living member races of the once great
yeah, it's definitely a
sentient
cosmic horror
milieu.
story.
By this point, the Dinyari had used genetic manipulation to split the Ur-Quan into 2 subspecies. The green Ur-Quan. Scientists, technicians, and administrators who were responsible for maintaining the limited infrastructure of the Dinyari civilization, and the black Ur-Quan, who filled the ranks of
That explains why there's
basic
2
labor
members of the
and
Ur-Quan
combat
Empire.
soldier. Then, a chance discovery by an Ur-Quan named Kazerza led to the violent overthrow of the Dinyari slave empire.
Right now I'm just one person in a ship. There's really not much there, but yeah. Because the Denari were not only evil enough to brainwash everyone to be their slaves, they were also evil enough to just eliminate any they didn't feel were good enough to keep around. They already won, but they wanted to keep it going anyways. Likewise, they made their own genetic modifications to the Ur-Quan to make them even better minions. That's pretty horrifying.
The Ur-Quan named Kazertza was a green, a researcher specializing in repairing the mental damage inflicted by long-term exposure to the Dinyare's psychic compulsion. By this point in history, the Dinyare had grown lax in their dominance.
So their arrogance got the best of
and,
them.
on occasion, accidentally permitted their slaves moments of self-direction. Kazertza was able to use those few scattered minutes to compose a theory. From its observations, Kazertza realized that when a slave died, the Dinyare disconnected from the slave's mind, lest it too be dragged down to death. Further, the Ur-Quan scientist uncovered the fact that when a slave underwent great pain, the Dinyare temporarily disconnected, but that the degree of pain had to be extreme, nearly lethal.
I don't think I like where this is going.
Kazertza chose its moment carefully. It waited until it was near an open transmission unit. Then, in a short moment of mental freedom, the Ur-Quan injected itself with a dose of acidic poison, sending incredible waves of pain through its long body. In the few moments before its death, Kazertza was able to wrest control of the transmitter to send word of its discovery across the planet and into space as well. Before the Dinyare knew what was happening, Ur-Quan everywhere were hacking at their own bodies with chunks of glass.
Revolution, that's what's happening.
Horribly,
Most horrifying one
anything
yet.
that would give them the few seconds of freedom necessary to find the nearest Dinyare and crush the bleeding creature. As they gained longer and longer periods of control, the Ur-Quan developed new tools and weapons to destroy their evil masters. The most gruesome of these devices was the excruciator,
Sounds excruciatingly
a
painful.
mechanism which was inserted directly into the brain and generated a constant
Yeah, that
stream
sounds
of
absolutely
agony.
horrifying.
The Dinyare could not bring themselves to make the necessary mental connection with these tortured Ur-Quan. They were slaughtered by the thousands. The Ur-Quan slave revolt was won.
The Denari were an evil alien race that brainwashed all the sentient races that were part of the Alliance at the time and made them slaves. It only took until the Ur-Quans found a way to temporarily release their hold they could start fighting back. This was a long time ago, of course, but this is basically giving the history of the main villains because the Ur-Quan themselves are the ones that are threatening the galaxy right now, and we're fighting them. So we're now basically learning their motivations for why they're doing what they're doing, why they made an evil space empire.
When the last Ur-Quan was free of psychic compulsion, when the last free Dinyare was dead, the combined might of the Ur-Quan starfleets met in orbit above the Dinyare homeworld. They had come together to make two important decisions. First, how to punish the few frightened Dinyare left below on the planet's surface. Second, how to ensure that never again would the Ur-Quan be made slaves. The first decision was made swiftly. The Dinyari would not be allowed to die. It was too kind of fate. Instead,
0.
the
Yep.
creatures would be genetically modified into sub-sentience. They would become dumb animals. These low creatures would be further debased by serving the Ur-Quan for all eternity in the most demeaning way the Ur-Quan could imagine, acting as translators, making physical contact with other species, whom the Ur-Quan now considered grossly inferior to themselves and revolting. The second decision, how to ensure their freedom permanently, caused great turmoil. Following the successful Ur-Quan
And we're
slave
gonna get the rest of the
revolt,
story here since we have
the
more than enough credits to buy
Ur-Quan
it.
met to decide how to ensure their freedom. The Green Ur-Quan, who called themselves the Kazert-Za in honor of the Ur-Quan who triggered the revolt, wished to establish the path of now and forever, which required that all other sentient species must become slaves of the
So from slaves
Ur-Quan,
themselves to
or
slavers, a
be forever
horrible.
imprisoned beneath an impenetrable force
So yeah, they
shield.
became the very thing they hated
Leading
most.
the opposition to this plan was Korra, a charismatic fleet officer. Korra proposed a simpler alternative, the Eternal Doctrine. Simply put, this scheme called for the systematic eradication of all sentient life in the universe, aside from the Ur-Quan. Captain, if these positions seem to you extreme or unwarranted,
They absolutely
you
do, don't
must
worry.
remember that the Ur-Quan had been unwilling slaves for millennia,
Well, I suppose after
and that
that,
each of
anyone would
them
react a bit more
had to
extreme than
remain in
usual.
agony for years in order to defeat the Dinyari. The
Oh yeah.
followers of Kazet-Za and Korra were all on the brink of madness, but neither side would submit, and so they fought a bloody civil war. This is the last historical item we have for sale. The civil war between the Green Ur-Quan, the followers of Kazet-Za, and their opponents, the death-dealing Korra, lasted for decades. It is likely that they would have annihilated each other were it not for a chance discovery by Kazet-Za, a precursor battleship.
Oh
The
no, just
vessel was
like
huge, many times the size of the Ur-Quan's vessels. The precursor ship sliced through the Korra forces in days. The Korra were defeated. However, in their victory, the Kazet-Za were humble. They realized that there was a chance, that they were wrong, and the
remember, our
Korra
precursor ship's a
were right.
workhorse vehicle. It's not meant for
Instead of
combat. We're just making
destroying
it
the
able to
Korra,
handle
the
combat.
Kazet-Za let them go, directing them to make their way through the stars, traveling against the spin of the galaxy. The Kazet-Za would travel in the opposite direction, and when the two Ur-Quan forces met, they would fight again in ritual combat, with the precursor battleship given to the winner. Captain, this is happening here and now. The Kazets the Ur-Quan who enslaved Earth, are fighting their ritual battle against the Korra in a large area centered near the Craterus constellation. If the Korra win this battle, Captain, the Kazets will stand aside and let them kill us all. We believe it is your destiny to prevent this from happening.
And that's all the historical information.
What else would you like to buy?
So yeah, The Ur-Quan have basically lost themselves if they were forced to drive themselves to madness in order to fight back against their enslaved oppressors, but have now become the slavers themselves. But they're not sure if they want to enslave all of the races or murder all of the races. They're having a civil war. And this is basically the main thing that tells you about the time limit. It's been hinted at a few conversations so far, but yeah. In a couple of the in-game years, the Korra are going to win and start wiping out the galaxy if I don't do something. Now, there's a few things I can do to actually extend that time limit, and I'm pretty sure I'm not even gonna get close to it now that I finally have the, portal spawner, because that's basically the game's fast travel, so I can effectively fast travel to everywhere I need to go from here on out, now that I don't need to worry about travel time. Or fuel, or nearly as much fuel for that matter. So with that in mind, you can kind of see the direction here. I'm pretty much done mining for resources and credits. I need to start gathering the items we need to figure out where the big super weapon is and get rid of it. We still require a few different pieces, however. We only have a fraction of the tools needed.
Very well, then. It has been a pleasure dealing with you, Captain. We look forward to your next visit.
Excellent. We purchased all the information we needed and all the technology we possibly could. So now we need to figure out here. Let's see here. Now, you mentioned the Tylo shield. Let's see here. Alright, so Delta Volpicule, so... Alright, so Delta Alpha, no. Zeta, no. Gamma, no. Lalonde, that's not what I want. Beta, no. So I need to find Delta. Eta, Alpha. Delta Mira. Delta Volpicae. Alright, time to head right on over and see if we can find whatever this strange device is. Whatever it was, the Dinyari considered it important enough to destroy an entire race just to prevent it from becoming an issue, among other things. So we're gonna have to be real quick to get over there. Luckily, we are now allied with the Ors. Perhaps not the smartest move, but given that it's heavily implied they're a sort of cosmic horror. But we need to do these things sometimes. Alright, this is gonna be a few minutes, so I'm gonna grab a sip of my drink while I wait for this. I'm really glad to have all the lander upgrades, however, because they really add up to make things a lot easier. Of course, it's also funny that I'm getting at basically the end of the portion of the game where I do the planet mining and all that stuff, so... Alright, Data Volpicae, and where do I go for here? Volpicule. Planet 2, and the moon, it's one of the moons, so we should be able to... Alright, so Planet 2. Minerals, energy, bio. Nothing.
I am expanding. It is so
And
much
here are the cosmic
squishy
horror
to
creatures.
smell you. Campers are the best. I have anticipation. And then what? Better parties in the middle for sure.
Right on my... What am I looking at? This... We went into an area that was supposed to have a completely different alien race, but that alien race is completely vanished. Instead, it's just this one, a completely unrelated one, out of nowhere, acting like they've always lived here. Sorry, we're not...
I will tell again the many pieces. You do not know special things.
See?
You say here is some. I will tell. Here is some. Time is not one, but many. Space is many. Colors are many. You are so sticky. You cannot slide like oars from outside to inside and in between.
Basically, all the text between the asterisks are what the computer's
but
trying, or the
oars
auto-translator's
can pull
trying
the
to
camper
find, but...
after being connected. This is soon.
Dear.
Oars are trying to pull the androgen, but they are so silly they do not want. Arilu can slide. Also Taelo. Many can slide, but oars are better, of course.
Basically, the implication is there's some sort of outer dimensional being, and the ores raised here are basically the finger... They said they use the word fingers of a much bigger thing, so that's why they're probably fragments of some sort of cosmic horror thing. This text between the... When you first meet them, the computer says this is a message in the auto-translator. We don't know how accurate any of this is. The stuff between the asterisk is just the closest equivalent it can find, but as you can see, you have to go by a lot of implication for a lot of this, and the implications are quite horrifying.
Yes, we do. Goodbye is...
Like Google
It
Translate.
is funny enough. Happy why camper friends have come to Taelo Playground. Why are you coming to this?
Would you mind if we did a bit of exploring on
You
that planet's
are
surface?
asked if oars are upset. Oars are not upset.
Oh, that's good, so they're not gonna mind me.
You are happy campers. Certainly, you are only slow time walkers. It is not fun on the surface in slow time. If you want to go, that is okay.
Interesting that they know what the Taelo is, despite not being from there. Treasure World. Ah, there's also an energy scan and a bioscan. Alright, yeah, the Taelo... This is the Taelo's world, a treasure world. And we have permission to, explore it, so let's go ahead and do precisely that. And of course we have double capacity, so this will be a lot easier. Report from the surface. Captain, we found an unusual slowing rock thing here on the surface. When we first noticed it, we thought it was a naturally flourishing igneous... But upon a closer observation, we can only conclude this object is artificial in origin. Taelo design! Those guys sure built to last. Simple radiomonics and metrics show an age in excess of 20,000 years. Regardless of how old it is, it continues to radiate energy all up and down the entire EMR spectrum with a concentration of emissions in the range. Even though it weighs a ton, we will definitely lug this puppy up to the ship. One last comment before I sign off and signs Hodgkins with the Witherspoon have both reported extreme headaches and mental disarray whenever they approach the device. None of the rest of us have any problems, so either the ensigns are just being babies, or the Tylo device produces some sort of shield that affects only certain people's minds. Maybe the scientists back at the starbase will tell us more. End of report. Are you trying to do it? No, I was trying to do the guy from Star Trek. I can't do a Gappen. We need more power. The shields won't hold much longer. There we are. We're gonna save now that we have the Tylo device. Tylo shield. Yeah, basically you need to either ally with the Ors or fight them in order to be allowed to land on that planet. And since you're gonna need the Tylo shield in order to complete the game, for reasons that will become evident later, you do have to get it eventually. It is not optional. Wait. Manifest devices. We'll use the quasi-portal. Because there's a few places I want to go next. Alright, now let's see here. Where to go next? P. That should be good. There. This should take me precisely where I want to go. Because we have some new friends to meet, supposedly. So far, we've met a few new alien races, but this one is going to be quite interesting. Do it. Alright, here we go. Converse. Encounter in deep space.
Greetings, friend and fellow explorer. I am an officer of the Crimson Corporation. We are the Druids.
Ah, the ones who sold the Utwig, the
We are
Ultron
delighted
device.
to make your acquaintance and hope that we can do business together. Should your desires be similar, please hurry to our main trading world at Zeta Persei 1.
Persei 1. We can tell as a culture and
More
species.
than a culture, Captain. We are an organization. The Crimson Corporation. Our corporation seeks only to improve our quality of life, and does so via the dribble-down effect.
Yeah, if this is giving you some bad vibes, you're not alone.
Until we meet again.
Star map. Zeta Persei 1 is their home world, and we can begin trading with them there. Whether or not you want to is, well, let's be honest, most don't want to, but some things will force your hand. Don't worry, we'll find that very shortly. Alright, they should be friendly towards us, so let's head over to their homeworld. Alright, here we are.
Ah, the young starship captain from Earth. We hope your adventures have brought you wealth.
Yes, it has, actually.
How can we be of service?
Look at the members of a culture and
You wish
species.
to know more about us? Excellent. After all, knowledge should be free. Eh, Captain? Let's see. About
As you
us,
can, these guys are traders just like the Melnorme, but very different.
Crimson Corporation. And the Crimson Corporation is us. When the corporation's earnings are up, our quality of life soars and our benefit packages improve. further up the ladder you are, the more you profit individually. When times are hard, the corporation must cut costs, usually by laying off employees. Since everything on our world is corporation property,
They seem to give off a red
this
flag, but I
means
can't see where to
any
put it.
ex-employee is instantly trespassing and is guilty of stealing corporation property, such as air and sunlight. The only appropriate penalty for theft is to feed the furnace. Until we meet again.
Yeah, but your red flags weren't going off before, they really should be now.
Attention, alien starship. You have arrived at the central trade world of the Crimson Corporation, home of the Druge. Be welcome and take advantage of our excellent deals. We note you possess the Vortex Spawner. In exchange for the simple device, we will give you 3 Molar starships.
That's the portal
and
spawner, I cannot give that.
fill your fuel tanks at no extra charge.
Yeah. He can exchange any key item that is not used to complete the game. So, and technically, as I mentioned, the portal spawner is technically optional, but since it's basically the game's fast travel, I cannot afford to part with it under any circumstances. There are other optional items I can obtain, which I am fine with parting with, but I'm just right or I'm mistaken. Oh yeah. Both these guys in the Mill Norme are the obligatory traders of the trade races of the game, and basically showing what can happen with rampant capitalism. But the Druge, they are far more terrible, because the Mill Norme, while they're very secretive and only work together, they also do have a very reasonable trading system. Don't get me wrong, the Mill Norme have their own problems, and, well, it's hard to trust someone who won't trust you either. So, plus they were partially responsible for the Slylandro probe problem I had to solve in the last stream, so they definitely have their share of problems, so it can make sense people might not care about them. Trade the Druge on their backs, and can you tell them it's trade? Well, don't worry, it's gonna get worse.
This is the heart of our operation, the vital core of the Crimson Corporation. 1 million deals are made here each day, perhaps more. You would be wise to take advantage of all our services, Captain. You will not find better deals anywhere.
I have no plans to sell my portal spawner because it's going to make the game way more convenient, both in terms of cutting down travel time and fuel costs. Plus, it's going to make it so I won't even get close to the time limit, which will always feel nice, so I'm not going to trade that under any circumstances. But I have plenty of resource units and credits, to be sure. I'm sure I could afford whatever he's asking.
Since this is your first time trading with us, Captain, allow me to explain our standard operating procedures. We will sell you fuel, ancient artifacts, even our own Mauler starships. All that we ask in return is that you assign some of your crew to serving here at our trade world on a permanent basis.
Gee, isn't this kind of like, slave trading?
No, Captain. Slaves have no choice in their destiny, no freedom. We would never accept the permanent assignment of one of your people unless we knew that they had granted you the rights to make such a deal.
What do my crew members do here, exactly?
As skilled as your flagship's crew will receive immediate posts in our Starfleet. They will serve alongside our own true starship personnel, sharing every duty. Excellent. Let us begin.
Let's see what he even has to offer.
Our inventory presently includes the Rosy Sphere, an ancient precursor artifact of unrivaled beauty and mystery. Yours for the amazing bargain of only 100 crew. The Trident of Wimbley. Not just one, but fully 3 mystic prongs give this artifact its awesome capabilities. Are you strong enough to master its power, or will it master you? Cost? 100 crew. The glowing rod. What unearthly powers will you gain when you hold this coruscating step high above your head and scream, Kayi, Lai-Chi, Lai-Yi? And it can be yours for only 100 crew. As always, we also have an unlimited supply of exceptionally high-performance starship fuel at a cost of 10 crew for 10 units of fuel, as well as a freshly assembled Mauler starship, which we will trade for 100 of your crew.
Now here's the rough part. Now first of all, I do want a Druge Mauler because I'd like at least one of every ship. However, something to be aware of. This Rosy Sphere, this is actually required to complete the game. And of course, in an emergency, fuel can be extremely important, especially if you don't have the portal spawner like I do. So yeah, if you have any desire to trade with them, the one that matters most is the Rosy Sphere, because without it, you cannot beat the game at all. It's possible to gain items to trade for it, and I'll probably be doing that. And of course, they do give you their ship. The Druge Mauler is a very simple one. If you're wondering why it's so long and thin, that's because the ship is basically one giant gun. It hits like an absolute truck. It also doesn't cost all that many resource units, because remember, it's only 3 resource units for a crew member. So that's basically 300 resource units, as compared to the cheap ones like the Zokfot pick Stinger, which is 800 resource units. So, strictly speaking, in terms of actual resource unit value, this is a good deal. But of course, this is actual fucking slavery. Suffice to say, it is not popular at all to trade with them at all. I might do so purely to show off what the Mauler can do, because again, I want to... It's not just ship with a massive weapon. But that also makes it a pretty good ship to keep with to protect your other ships, because it can actually one-shot some of the weaker ones. And for durable ones like the Korra or Kurza ships, you can easily take out huge chunks of their health at a time. Of course, again, I'm not very good at the combat of this game, but it might be nice just to have. So I might get one of the Maulers just to show it off. However, well... it probably goes without saying, but if you trade with 100 crew just to buy the sphere... The game is itself completely aware that the Rosy Sphere is required to complete the game. Therefore, you can spend up to 100 crew with the Druge and not a single one more, and you will receive no penalty. There'll be... And that's kind of why I'm tempted to do buy the Mauler, because you can, like I said, you can spend 100 and not get any penalty, because that's kind of the, because the Rosy Sphere is required to beat the game, they basically give you a mulligan where you can get it if you absolutely have no other choice in order to get it. There are some also items, like remember how we made an offer for my portal spawner at the start? You can do that for a number of items, and one of them will in fact be the Rosy Sphere, and so that's the main way most people obtain the Rosy Sphere. They find the item that the Druge will then offer. Here, I can give you the Rosy Sphere for this. But if you really want these, you can just buy from them. Just be aware... Oh, by the way, if you're wondering about the Wimbley's Tribent and Glowing Rod, they literally do nothing. As hinted by the Supox, the Druge is a hype-up artifacts that don't actually do anything, to the point even they don't know which ones are actually valuable and which aren't. So yeah, these two, complete trash. They do not do anything. But the Rosy Sphere is required, and of course, if you like the Druge Mauler, like if you like to use it in multiplayer and want to use it in the single-player campaign here, you do need to spend it. And if you truly can't find the item to exchange for the Rosy Sphere, you can buy it for the crew, and you will receive no penalty because, like I said, the devs are aware that in some cases you'll have absolutely no alternative, and they don't want to punish you too heavily because, well, all right, here's what the game doesn't tell you, at least not right away. If you go over 100 crew traded for material, for anything in this shop, you will start having to pay more for each crew member. And this is a permanent increase, by the way. And that makes sense, honestly. I mean, if you are willing to participate in slave trade, no one's going to want to work with you. So you'll have to deal with a significantly increased price for crewmate recruitments. And like I said, they do technically give you a good deal in terms of resource unit for like the Druge Mauler and stuff, compared to using those resource units to buy a new weapon in the a new ship directly. But it also hurts your reputation extremely badly, so it's something you usually want to avoid. Now that said, because this is the second time I've done a major playthrough like this. Well, not second, but because I've played this game before, I don't mind breaking the rules a bit to buy a Mauler or whatever if you want me to show it off or something. But I will be getting the item to get the Rosy Sphere for free, so I do have the freedom to spend 100 on the Mauler if you want to see me use it for any reason. And for the record, there will be more combat in the future ones, because we're starting to reach the point where I need to start collecting the items to complete the game. And for better or for worse, there is no alternatives to combat for some of the later events. So I will absolutely be using the Druge Mauler if we purchase it. So I'll let chat decide, you guys in chat decide if you want me to buy it, or if you just want me to give them the finger and leave, because I absolutely have no problem with just giving them the finger and leaving. But yeah, this is the reason nobody likes the Druge, but because they have a story item, you have to figure out some way to get it. Either find an item that they'll trade for the Rosy Sphere, or just eat the penalty and spend the 100 crew for it. One or the other. So for better or for worse, you have to interact with them in some fashion. So, alright. What do you guys think? Are we done? Or should we grab a Mauler? I could also just buy the Rosy Sphere if you want, but then I can't buy the Mauler without actually dealing with a penalty, so I'd rather only buy one if I absolutely have to. Plus, I don't like trading with the Druge. So yeah. Actually, can I do a poll here? Let's see if I can do one. Alright, let's see if I can make one here. I'm not gonna give the, there we are. Alright, poll is in chat. Do we buy a Mauler, give them finger, and leave? I haven't had a good excuse to do one of these, so it'll be nice to see what happens. Okay, while that's going on... I guess once I have all the items to complete the game, I could potentially sell something else to them to get an Mauler if it all else fails, so don't feel obligated to ask me to buy the Mauler if the only... because like I said, I don't really like them any more than anyone else does. The only way I do it is to appease chat. I get the Mauler, but also give them finger. Alright, looks like we're gonna leave. Alright, I'm gonna take a look at the wiki here, see if there's a way to buy it without crew, so one moment. Let's see here. Druge trading. Let's see here. Here. Oh. Mauler, but also give them the finger. Sadly, I don't think I can just do one or the other here. I'm trying to look for a list of the items that they can offer to buy, so... Is the wiki list here? No, just list their general economy. Huh. It does see here that their families are viewed as profit-making ventures. Whereas males and females that decide to have children will usually do it as a business expenditure because the offspring are automatically part of their businesses and they give the parents a royalty on the income. And of course, this also motivates them to spend decent amounts on the education of the children for the purposes of a better return on investment. And also their religion is also handled through business. They basically have a contract with their deity here. Which I guess makes sense. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, there's a decent amount of ways I can get a mauler without having to spend crew. So I will take chat and... So, looks like it's done here, so... Rest assured I will get the mauler, but I'm not going to spend crew.
Sure. As you wish. Return soon, Captain. Your patronage is appreciated.
Alright, so we're gonna have to find something else here. But I should be able to find a number of these things. Alright, where do I want to go next? I don't need to go to Rainbow Worlds anymore, because as you notice, we have more than enough credits with the Melnorme. That way, even if I make an oopsie and run out of fuel mid-flight, they'll be able to do that. So, let's see here. Let's see here. Now, where do I want to go next? Let me open up the quasi-space map, see where I want to go next. Find somewhere else here. Let's see here. Where can I find what I'm looking for? It might be in here, actually. Let's see here. Oh, no, right, the coordinates. So in the 600s is where I want to go next. Delta Sagittari, Brahi, Gamma Brahi. There we are. Alright, we'll go ahead and find all these then. And we will not deal with the Crimson Corporation. Chat has spoken, we will not be engaging in any form of slave trade. Luckily, the Druge are completely neutral. But that said, there's also one interaction that I cannot do here under most circumstances. If you meet with a Druge ship while you have no ship escorts, that is the ones around my flagship, and the flagship itself has no weapons, they actually will attack you in order to try and steal the flagship. And of course, if you go back after getting some, they'll act like it never happened. So yeah, the Druge are absolutely meant to be like the evil counterpart to the Melnorme. Although depending on one's point of view, the Melnorme may not be all that great either, so... It's just easier to overlook a lot of the Melnorme flaws because they actually are genuinely helpful and ask you to be productive rather than, you know, get in the way of stuff. Oh, phew, I didn't have to fight them. Where am I? I don't even know what those ships are, now that I think about it. Oh, the guide here tells me which it is. This is another area I'm gonna have to be doing a lot of combat in after a little bit, but not for the moment. Not for the moment. Alright, I guess we can check out some of the planets here because there's some stuff I'm looking for in particular. Autoscan, Plutonic world. Tectonics 5, eh? Well, let's see how it goes, don't you think? Oh yeah, look how much faster I am. I'm also much more resilient if I accidentally hit something I don't want. I think that's good enough. I don't need to... Alright, I think that's good enough, so let's move on to the next planet then. Alright, it says here I can get a couple of items that I can exchange. So I will be getting the Rosy Orb as well as the, what's it called? As well as their ship. Shattered World. As the name oops. Alright, there's a lot of earthquakes here, but since I've got protection... Oh, it's hot, too. Report from the surface. Near an unusual volcanic fumarole, we have found a fragment of some kind of biological encasement, or shell, which is made of incredibly tough, heat-resistant material of fungal fibers. We can find no sign of any life form which may have hatched from this egg shell, but we will bring it to the flagship for further study. What'd I miss? Return it. Nothing. Since it was voted not to slave trade, we didn't, and also I'm finding more, I found a mysterious eggshell on the surface of this shattered world. Interesting. And as you saw, I've actually got a lot of good protection for the lander now, so... Alright, so where to go next? Gamma Scorpio, huh? It should be near here. Kepler... Copernicus... Scorpio... Okay, now which Scorpio was it again? Gamma Scorpio. That's Delta Scorpio, so... Beta... That's Sagittarius. Sculptorus. Not what I'm looking for. Epsilon Scorpio. Zeta Scorpio. Gamma... There we are. Now, I might run into some hostile enemies along the way, and if I do, well, rest assured it'll be a fun one, because we actually do need to do some fighting here eventually. You didn't buy from the Druge? Nah, since Chav voted no. But don't worry, I will be getting a Mauler ship from them, because I looked it up and there is indeed one they will be fine buying. Alright. Alright, we're gonna have to deal with these guys, so let's show up this new alien race. Whoop, 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 whoop.
We are part of Juffa. Juffa is the hot light in the darkness. All else is unfulfilled void. We are the Mycon.
Yep, the Mycon are a sentient fungus race that lives on boiling hot planets and is religiously dogmatic towards their Juffa. Mycon, understand, we wish
A
peace.
single spore lands, finds nourishment in decay, and soon attains maturity. In turn, it exhales a cloud of new life, 1,000 spores. Each lands, finds nourishment in decay. So progresses Juffa. Juffa fills in my fibers, and I grow turgid, violent action.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to fight them now. These guys are not too tough, but I do need to be very careful. Let's show off some of the Pekunk ship. They're very fast, but can fire in a T shape.
Dodo, idiot,
They don't regenerate normally, so instead they insult the enemy to regenerate their batteries.
loser, worm, idiot, stupid jerk. Dodo,
Oopsie. Sometimes they have a 50% chance of reviving on death, so it kind of failed there. Alright, I should be able to catch him pretty easy. 8 damage, holy crap, that's a lot. Now, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to fight these guys for a bit, because eventually they let loose some information they're not supposed to. And it's very important information for the plot, so I will have to be fighting them a while. I'm not sure how they're outrunning me so easily. I really don't like the combat in this game, but... I have to fight half with the physics engine. Oh, they're healing. Yeah, they can regenerate. That's awful. There we are. Probably shouldn't be using the flagship for this, but... especially since I forgot to upgrade it to the new tech. But I have to kill... like I said, I have to fight these guys a while. Well, if they're going that direction, I can go around and cut them off with a pass. Darn it. This is just really hard to control. And I know there's people who are really good at these. There's YouTube videos of people beating every ship with every other ship without taking any damage. Alright, see you later. Thanks for stopping by. And hey, we managed to get some good resource units out of destroying them all. Debris salvage, Mycon battle group. Guess I'll do a bit more combat. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
We are the Mycon.
What do I taste for
Our
ammo?
bodies seethe with the passion of our genes. 1,000 of your species do not possess the richness in one of my cells. Juffo one fills in my fibers, and I grow turgid.
Yeah, they're xenophobic pretty badly, too. Ah, the Mycon are here. Well, like I said, I need to fight them eventually. I just have to hope they're in smaller, relatively smaller groups.
We are the Mycon.
No, probably some of your relatives. Oh,
I fill with my parents, parents,
yeah.
parents, parents. I am they, and they are us. Then and now. Juffo what?
The knickknacks. This is a pretty fast ship. Faster than theirs, I'm pretty sure. There we are. The tongue attack does a lot of damage, so getting up close and doing that's pretty nice, I think. Oh crap. Darn Mycons. We're both using homing missiles, so this is a little tricky. There we are. Excellent. Like I said, the human Earthling cruiser is really good if you know how to use it, so... Of course, it got blocked. Of course it gets blocked by the meteor. There we are, 4 hits of damage. Excellent. Destroyed. Debris salvaged. Manifest roster. I definitely need to put some from the Spathy ship back in the main one here. Oh crap, that's a bunch.
We are the Mycon.
Is that a rock you're sitting on, or do you just have a
The
big bug?
Deep Children are a part of Juffle home builders, the dwellers in the mobile roaches. Juffle fills.
There we are. Oh, come on, how'd that miss? The Earthling Cruiser is not especially fast, unfortunately, which is the main flaw. Got it. Here we are. I don't think I can escape those. No.
Go! 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 Intruder! Go! Go! Intruder!
Haha, the ores save the day. Debris salvaged. Planet 1, I think, is where I need to go here, so... Hope I can outrun all these guys. There's too many. Shattered World. Sucks losing that Earthling Cruiser. I'll have to buy another one. But as you can see, it was really, really good against them. It just died because there was too many for me. Once again, this is another mysterious egg. Lethanide world. Alright, I guess I can pick up some green stuff while I'm here. Yeah, I want to leave before I end up taking damage there. But yeah, as you can see, that Melnorme technology is absolutely no joke. Alright, let's hope it's just a few this time.
We are the Mycon.
I suppose there's a chance you'll actually respond to what I'm saying. Is there?
am Dugi. I am the Purity Monitor. I choose what buds are permitted to mature and which must be eradicated. I died of general misfunction 57,283 years ago.
Huh.
A
Research piece.
cold rock spinning silently in the void, a womb for the children.
Show yourself a
Jumbo
suicide.
one.
I'm just gonna try and run off here then. Alright, yeah, that should be fine. Alright, we're gonna have to fight more Juffo Wup. Let's hope this is only 2 or 3, because I can okay, yeah, that's easy.
We are the Mycon.
Can't believe I'm having some conversation with hot fungus.
Pulsing hot liquid flows through my outstretched tendrils, sending thrills into my interior. The moment has come. I swell and burst. Above me, a cloud of whispering light whirls through the air. I am content. Juffo Wup.
See. Actually, I ran right in the planet's face. Here we are. Do-do-do-do-do-do. As you notice, you only get the material rewards from the fight if you completely win. So you can't kill 2 and leave, for example. Here we are. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Enemy ships destroyed. Alright, Zeta Persei. I should be able to make it and make it back to Earth just fine. So we should be able to get the Druge, the item we need from the Druge, as well as the other ones. So yeah, Shattered World stuff should be good. Yeah, the Shattered World had the eggs that they're going to trade for. Do 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 Alright, Zeta Persei time.
It's always pleasant to see you again, Captain. Are you here today to buy or sell? We know that you have Mycon Deep Child egg case fragments aboard your vessel.
Oh, interesting.
Would you consider trading them to us for a shiny new Muller starship?
What can you tell us about this trade
While I
war?
am sure, Captain, that you would never make this foolish mistake, I still feel I should warn you about one of our laws. Specifically, Dluge Statute 3429, subsection A86. Definition of starship derelicts. Simply put, Captain, this statute recognizes that the universe is an inherently hostile place, and any ship which is unable to defend itself incites violence, usually because someone will try to take the unarmed ship by force. Therefore, any unarmed vessel in our space is defined as derelict and is available for salvage.
So that's why they attack you if you're not able to finish us.
We are prepared to make a deal.
Sell the egg case
Captain.
fragments.
A special deal. A bargain unequaled. Instead of the usual payment we would give for this item, what would you say to a different exchange?
A different one?
We would like to trade your commodity for a highly valuable precursor artifact, the Rosy Sphere. Its origins are filled with wonder, and its powers are uncontestable, though subtle. What is your response?
They're lying through their teeth, but they don't realize it. I will accept this unusual. Tell me more about this
Its
artifact.
genesis is lost in antiquity, along with the race
They're
who
records.
created
Yeah, they're gonna make it
the
up.
marvelous precursors. Note how the device glows, how it throbs, pulsing slowly, bright, then dark, like the heart of a slumbering god. Captain, this artifact has been in our possession for eons.
Once again, they could be lying.
Vast brutal wars have been fought over its possession.
That is absolutely a lie.
The offer we make to you here today is quite unique. Do not make a hasty choice.
I'll accept this unusual offer.
You are indeed a
We now have
wise
precisely
young
what we need, and I will accept a second according to the wiki here, so
It's yours.
I would wish to sell the egg
I
case
accept
fragments.
the deal for the Mycon Deep Child egg case. In exchange, you shall receive the agreed upon number of ships.
I don't wish to sell that one.
Very well.
There we go.
Until next time, Captain.
Alright, I need to go to the more Mycon area here in order to find another one, so... Alright, Beta, Copernicus 1. So we now officially have a Druze ship, which I think is going to be quite nice. It's not great or anything, but it should help us where necessary, and we might even get to see it before the stream ends, since I want to get some more of these eggshell fragments. Like I said, I need to deal with the Mycon on a good bit until they say something that's going to be important for later. Now, my starship fuel is starting to get a bit thin, but that should be fine, honestly. You only need 16 to emergency jump back to Sol. And of course, I will need to refit out my ship. Do 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 do. Oh dear, they ran right in front of me. Save the game here.
We are the Mycon.
Stop looking at those,
The
whatever they are.
Juffo is strong.
Please understand, we wish
Your
peace.
simple sexual process produces random mosaics of genetic instructions. Yet, with the simplicity of breath, I modify my own patterns. You humans improve a tool and double your capabilities. We Mycon improve ourselves and increase 1,000-fold. Juffo what?
Well, that was really bad on my part. It's not even the ship's that bad, it's just I died. Come on, I need to load game here. Oh right, it's reminding me that I'm in the middle of an encounter here this time.
We are the might. The Juff. You Juff.
Violent act. Suze. That kind of range here is incredible. As you can see, I get slingshotted whenever I fire it. This entire thing is one big gun. Yeah, by sacrificing a crew member, you can get some immediate battery. That's the main thing that makes these able to snipe. Oh, I ran it into itself. That's funny. Guess that wasn't working out as well as I was hoping. Still, the ship has a complete full crew on it, so you don't just get the ship itself, you get the full crew. Do 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 do. Do. Debris salvaged. Infrared world. Crimson world. A shattered world. Yeah, if you haven't figured it out yet, the shattered worlds are worlds that the Mycon have destroyed in order to reproduce themselves. Let's load here, actually. Oh, crap. I might not be able to get out of this one. Oh, crap, I ran right into one. Damn it! I absolutely can't. I gotta get out of here. Devices. Alright, here we are. Yeah, whatever it is, I used up the rosy sphere and I can't do that. Well, we're slowly filling up the map with all the spheres of influence, I'd say. And most importantly, we've managed to get a lot more equipment going. But of course, first things first, we have a number of other things to do. Oh crap. I accidentally ran past it.
Captain, I'm glad you made it
Oh, he's got
back
some
in
more
one
reports.
piece. Before we go on, I have something important to tell you. We've detected a minute but measurable disturbance in the inner space fabric at approximate true space coordinate 100 by 50. Our scientists speculate that this disturbance may be caused by many thousands of hyperwarp penetrations, all in phase, as though a huge fleet of ships were on the move.
A huge fleet of ships. Oh no. Am I losing? Oh my, am I out of time? Here. Timed events, core events, here we are. On the move. Okay, it looks like the coordinates 10,000. What's it here? Let me begin the conversation.
We've detected approximate true scientists speculate that this disturbance may all in phase.
All right, let me see here. Starbase events. Let's see here. So it's 150. Where is this then? Space core. Oh, that's the Pakunk. So it seems the Pakunk have begun moving towards their, they're going with a Yehat. That gives me something I'm gonna have to do immediately. Basically, the Pakunk are trying to fulfill the, their prediction where they will meet with the Yehat and be accepted, but if you don't do some stuff...
The analysis reads as follows. Subject, rosy sphere device.
All right, let's see what this
Data,
is.
the specimen is 5 centimeters in diameter, perfectly smooth and composed of a blood-red translucent substance. Tests show that it has atypical ferromagnetic properties, but is utterly non-conductive. Summary, probably a precursor tool. Function,
Feels like
unknown.
just about all of these are precursor
The next
tools.
entry in the analysis is subject to Ta'alo device. Data, whoever the Ta'alo were, they were clever, way past us, probably even beyond the Chenjesu.
The Chenjesu were the most
As far
advanced
as I
in
can tell, with all our equipment,
first
this
game.
thing is a rock. Just a rock. Nothing but a rock. However, if you feed a current into it, anywhere along its surface, everyone on board this starbase who has Esper potential gets a bad headache.
Ah.
Well, we checked a bit more into that, and when the Ta'alo thing is active, all evidence of Psychon interaction is flatlined. Nothing gets through. Summary, if you keep this Ta'alo rock device thing on board your vessel, I'll bet you're immune to any form of psychic attack.
Sounds
or
good.
At least mostly immune. The next entry in the analysis is subject Mycon egg case. Data, we really didn't know Mycon came from eggs, but our analysis of this sheath shows that it's been subjected to phenomenal temperatures and pressures. The most unusual aspect of the egg case is its size. We know Mycons range in height from 0.5 to 3.5 meters, but our reconstruction of the whole egg case shows it to be over 25 meters high.
Whoa, that is huge.
Summary, if a Mycon came out of this, it's gotta be really big.
Or very
That's the end of
numerous.
our scientist report.
Narrow soft load. A much lighter load this time, but still valuable.
More fuel for the fire, eh, Cap? Try to avoid getting gruesomely killed, Captain.
That would be much preferred on my end as well, yes. Outfit starship. Yeah, fuel is going to be extremely valuable, but at least the good news is we have a good amount of everything here. Fuel tank, high efficient fuel system. Blaster, no. Hellborn cannon. Tracking system. I'm not gonna need nearly as many of these, so I could probably bring a couple tracking systems. I probably shouldn't have filled this up now that I think about it, because I want to replace these with high efficient fuel systems. Well, I'm still feeling pretty good. We managed to get everything of value from the Druge, but we also didn't have to bother with any slavery or anything shitty like that, and that's always good. If I remember, the Shiva Furnace and Dynamo, you don't quite do the same thing. I think one affects how many battery energies are regenerated, and one the other's how fast they regenerate, so having both wouldn't be too bad, that's for sure. Alright, let's go ahead and fill these up here then. Oh dang, I'm actually starting to eat into my resource units severely. It's not a big deal, I can easily get some more valuable materials. There's a few things I do need to do in order to get this going again, so... Probably don't need this many anymore, but... Alright, well, we officially have our goal of, yep, see? The Pukunk just slightly moved. So that's what's happening. They're going to try and meet with the Yehat who are in this general area. So, I wasn't doing it yet for a number of reasons, but I'll be addressing that next time. So, what's going on with the Pakunk? Why? Hey, do they want... What's... Hey. Oh yeah, we also still have a number of other quests we have to do, such as the Utwig quest, as well as General Zex's quest. And I think I should be able to do those next time as well. But we'll see how that goes. But until next time, thank you for watching, hope you had a good time, and I'll see you later.